video. I've been moving on to Skyrim. I'm just doing a bunch of things in this game now. Got all these, I got mods on, so I got all these ridiculous amount of followers with me. But, I wanted to do some stuff for Dark Knight, and I missed out. So I will try making up for it tomorrow on the 21st of July. I believe it's the 21st. Let me just check my... Yeah, the 21st. Okay. There's a bear right here that's just angry at me. But I just want to make this short video that I will be doing some Dark Knight stuff. I think the first video I will be doing, they're both live streams. One will be for Fortnite. I will be playing using the Dark Knight skin to play, and doing the voices as if it's a conversation between the two characters of both Christian Bale's Batman and Heath Ledger's Joker, as they banter back and forth playing the game. I'm not always good at this, only because I have a hard time trying to make a believable conversation between myself with utilizing two character voices, but I try my best. And then the next video will be playing one of the Batman Arkham games, or maybe multiple of them. I will see which one I want to. I might do Arkham City because that's the best one, but I might do Arkham Asylum because I know the PlayStation version you can play the Joker and the other mode, as it was exclusive to PlayStation at the time. So we'll probably be playing either that or Arkham City. And I will see about doing the Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill voice. It's hard for me to do those voices. They're a lot more difficult for me. But I'll try my best anyways. And we will see how that comes out. I remember one time I did the voice, Kevin Conroy voice, and Mark Hamill's perfectly once when I was with a group of friends in a party, and they were like, "You sounded so much like Kevin Conroy's Batman." And then for some reason every other time I try to do it on purpose. It's almost like I can't do it. So we'll see how that plays out. And you guys let me know how it plays out. And I think the second video will be titled a Kevin Conroy dedication video. So it will be dedicated to Kevin Conroy. I know it's been a while too with that, but I want to do some Batman things. Batman's one of my favorite superheroes. I grew up watching both the old Tim Burton movies and sadly the Joel Schumacher movies, even though I do enjoy those to an extent, but I don't think they're very good Batman movies. Oh, what are they attacking? But I will try to do that. I'm sorry I'm late to such a thing. I think I'm on a harder difficulty in this game. What difficulty am I on? But I will try some different Batman stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy nonetheless. And I will see you guys then. Let's see. Yeah, I'm on Expert. Thought I was on Legendary. Interesting. Yeah, I was on Legendary. I think I said it differently when I was doing a different character. I have actually a new idea for a video that I just thought of. I'm going to have to look up the regions, but one of my new video plans for Skyrim is, you know how Juve is doing the region lock stuff? What if we legitimately do region lock? Take for example, you see all this land up here? Probably from here, cut off, and around here. We're going to do literal region locked stuff. And we're going to do something like the Rift. This entire area, we're only allowed in this entire area. We're not allowed to go outside, out here, or over here, or anything. We're just allowed to go to the region that through the region we're locked to, and we'll see how much it gives us. I thought that was an interesting video if we did a region lock. I don't think these will count because these are, while they are within the region, they do still go outside here when you travel to them, so I don't think we'll be able to do those. So it'll be a cool little experiment, and then we can move on to the other regions, like over here. And then through here, Playrun is and stuff, and Solitude and all that, Markarths. Why is this highlighted? Inverheim. Interesting. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless those series. Those sounded like cool ideas for the time, so I'll be working on those. I do have one more video I want to do today that will be a real quick one, so I'll see you guys then. And I also have an idea for a video I want to do. You know how I did my Cyberpunk versus Skyrim and Fallout 4 being better RPGs than Cyberpunk. I want to do one for Outer Worlds because I also feel Outer Worlds is not as great. I remember loving that game when I originally played. I also want to play Metro and get to my read-alongs. Oh, Brotherhood member, what the hell? That's something I didn't know. It's Argonian as well. Argonian Dark Brotherhood member. Interesting. Yeah, I'm playing my Gorus the Deathclaw character. And a Dwarven sword, I'll take that. I guess expensive stuff that I can sell. Interesting. Yeah, I'm playing Gorus the Deathclaw. Though this is not how the build's going to be, I just use this for one of my videos for the Solstheim only stuff. But when I actually use this character, I'm going to use gauntlets. I might bring the Pugilis, the gloves from the Pugilis, and take the enchantment off of that and level up whatever perks that help towards like handheld and like fist combat, and then move those to the strongest armor, which is either I think it's Daedric gauntlets, so I'll move it to those. It will give me a good damage boost on fist combat, and then I will practically either wear just a loincloth or some pants only with my character. I should probably get rid of the mod that takes away my tail because Deathclaws do have tails, and then I will be able to show my horns as well, which is kind of funny that the horns are not sticking out here. They're supposed to be curved like a Deathclaws mostly is, so that's kind of silly. But that's what I'm going to do with Gorus here, but I want to get to the dark. I want to do Batman stuff tomorrow. Do this quick video for YouTube. Oh, hello there. I see your comment popped up. But yeah, I will be doing some Batman stuff tomorrow. I want to do a Dark Knight video. And then I want to do a Kevin Conroy dedication video. I know I'm really late on both, mostly on the Kevin Conroy thing, but I want to do it anyways. I'm a big fan of Batman. I grew up with the comics, and I grew up with the animated series. I love the animated series so much. Actually, when I get the chance, yes, Kevin Conroy is excellent. I miss him. I might be terrible. I'm going to try and do a Kevin Conroy impression as well as Mark Hamill Joker impression for when I play Batman Arkham City or Arkham Asylum. I will decide which one. Though I think it's in a bundle, so I could just switch between them easily during a live stream. So that might work well there. So. Yeah, I really wish I got to meet him. I'm freaking sad that I never got to meet him. There's a lot of actors I miss. Like I always wanted to meet Robin Williams, and I never got a chance. Freaking sucks. I love Robin Williams. He's like one of my favorite. He could do really, unlike Jim Carrey at times. He could do really good drama roles like 1 Hour Photo, and I love Insomnia, which is another underrated, fantastic Christopher Nolan movie. I watched that more recently with my friend because I wanted him to see it. And I actually got my friend to see a bunch of Christopher Nolan movies over the past months or year. I got him to watch Memento and what was the other one? So Insomnia, Memento. Bleh. I don't know if you've seen Interstellar. You might have not seen that. Interstellar is probably my least favorite of Christopher Nolan's, as well as Dunkirk, kind of. But I got him to see the entire Batman trilogy: Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, and what was the other movie I got him to see that was by Christopher Nolan? There's another big one. Dunkirk, Interstellar, Insomnia, Memento. Yeah, my mind's blaring on it. I will want to see Oppenheimer. I definitely want to see Oppenheimer. I only got to watch half of Tenet, and I heard that Christopher Nolan was screwed over by WB on Tenet because they released it on HBO Max at the time, which is now called Max, which is a stupid name, honestly. Like, it's not going to be very recognizable name. I think HBO people more signify with that, with Warner Brothers, like, channel or, like, whatever streaming service. So Max just sounds kind of generic, honestly. But yeah, hopefully, I believe a lot of the Christopher Nolan movies. What the hell? What is this now? Please kill them. Is this a bandit or something? It's just called. That's what? I got attacked by a Dark Brotherhood member earlier too, which is so weird. Oh, I guess I got a free horse too. Let's see what this guy had on him. Glass mace, glass war axe, some ore, gold, ingot. Okay, he had a couple. I don't think I need this steel. Oh, he's got ebon boots. Oh, those do make some good gold though. Those not so much, but I'll take them anyways. I got a mod that makes my carry weight really high, so that's pretty good. Is this my horse now, or does it consider it stealing if I take this horse? Oh, it considers it stealing. Great. Wonderful. I don't get a free horse after all. That sucks. Oh, and I'm just heading towards the Fort Dawnguard. I don't want to go there. Yeah. I should do it. But there's no it doesn't region lock you there, and there's not much to do there anyways. I can see about a region lock with that. It's so weird. I've never been attacked by just somebody called Khajiit. I never knew if he actually did allow people to talk to him. I'm sure he did. But yeah, I would have loved to meet him. It sucks when you never get to meet some of your heroes, or just people you're influenced by or watched as a kid, you knew growing up through a show or a movie or something. Yeah, it's sad, and I want to do a dedication video. I don't know if I did. Did I? I don't think I did a Robin Williams one. Maybe I should, even though I'm even later on that one. There's a Dark Brotherhood member, by the way, I just killed. I hate that you can't loot their outfit. I think the reason you can't is just because the frickin' you get it anyways once you do the Dark Brotherhood themselves. Ooh, I should try killing the Dark Brotherhood leader. See what I've never tried that before. I should try that. I think if you do kill them, you don't get to join the Dark Brotherhood at all, though. It's the only problem. But yeah, I will be doing that stuff tomorrow. I wanted to make a video, though separate from this one, but I quickly want to say this before I end the video, that maybe I should just make a separate video. But I want to quickly say in this one, and I'll do another video, that forget what I kind of said about Night's Watch. Usually I like Night's Watch's content, but I think they went a little far, maybe, at least title-wise, and how they they word stuff. Feels like one of those comments Actman got in his recent Diablo video. But he's been straight up being like, oh, Barbie is feminist propaganda, man-hating stuff, like straight up. Like, even if it has heavy-handed messages, I don't think the approach he took with his wordage on that was very good. I think he could have worded things better. And I think he's looking like a nut. Angry Joe just mentioned him, too, in his recent Barbie review, which I wonder if he's even going to notice that. But I think he went a little far this time with his video. Usually he keeps it somewhat tame, I guess. Well, that's saying a lot. He does kind of go berserk with things still. But at least, like, the titles of his videos aren't always gonna be that obvious in what they're trying to say or do. And I think he went a little far this time, and I'm just gonna say that real quick for this video. Because the reason is because I said usually in my video on Synthetic Man, I use Night's Watch as a reference to the better wordage of how you conduct or talk about stuff. They're still pretty intelligent when it comes to how they handle their wordage of, or however you want to say it, of the discussions they make. But I think this time they crossed a line a little far, and they might want to rethink a few things. So I just wanted to say that. And it's funny because I had somebody comment on my one of my read-along videos saying you sound like Shadversity, which is the main guy of Night's Watch, who did the review in the first place. So it feels kind of ironic. So, yeah, it was because I was putting on a voice that I guess they thought sounded like him. That was because I put on voices for some of my read-alongs. And I guess one of the voices they thought I sounded like Shadversity. So I just wanted to make it clear that that was an awkward timing for me to compare Night's Watch, and I think that I don't want to be associated with saying that the particular recent videos of his have been. I think back when he made the Rings of Power reviews is more of when what I think is a better way of approaching stuff, but even those, you could argue, kind of might cross a line here or there. Though I do think he's right for the most part on those videos, because the Rings of Power was pretty terrible. Night's Watch is a YouTube channel that they mostly, like Shadversity is mostly the guy that talks about like swords and how practical they are in different videos. Like he's talked about Star Wars. He talks about like Star Wars lightsabers or like swords and medieval stuff. He knows his swords well. It's kind of like, I don't think you know who I'm about to talk about, but if you know the channel Mike Burn Fire, who's mostly a Fallout channel, and one of their favorite series is or you could even use the guy from GameSpot who talks about guns, but like either Zach or from Mike Burn Fire channel, or that guy from GameSpot's channel that talks about arms. But he's kind of like the sword version of those guys, where they know their firearms and they talk about the practicality and realism and such, or unrealism of because they know their guns really well. of video game guns, and it's kind of like Shadversity is the version of that, but for swords and gaming. Like he could take, for example, Skyrim here, or something like Kingdom Hearts or something. Look at the swords in those and see how practical they would actually work in real life, or if they actually have a counterpart to a real life sword. That's kind of what his channel is all about. But when it comes to Night's Watch, he mostly covers news on movies or shows and stuff. And he's been approaching it in a kind of iffy way lately, especially. So he has really long videos too, so if you have the time for his videos, you might not have the patience though. So yeah, that's kind of what he's all about. But I would stick to mostly the Shadversity stuff because that's where he focuses on his sword stuff, and I don't think he lets his personal opinion biases and such on his other channel play a role into those. What the hell am I seeing in front of me? What is that? There's just something yellow in front of me walking towards me. Hello? Oh, it's one of my companions. They're stuck in that animation. The hell? I hate when one of them gets stuck in this animation. What is wrong with you? Okay, they're broken. That's great. Everybody else seems fine though. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say. It's really late. It's about to be 12 p.m. where I am, or 12 a.m. technically. But yeah, I just want to do this quick video. I was going to do a quick video. I'll probably still do it. Just talking about how I think Shadversity / Night's Watch might be going a little far, especially if even Angry Joe is mentioning you, and you're a bit far-reaching tweet that he showed. So that's all I wanted to say on that. I know it dragged on a little longer than maybe it should have, but yeah, just be careful with how people word things and such and go far. I try to get away from that stuff because I have a lot of bad runs. It affected a lot of my friendships, sadly, and I'm trying to have a different, clearer set of mind on things. I think I did a good job with my video on why I think movies, games, and shows are affected, and I focused more on the greed of the companies as well as just their ego and such, and that I think it's gotten worse over time with a lot of the stuff they produce, direct, write, whatever, and that has just gotten worse over time, that a lot of these directors, writers, whoever is doing this, reflects their ego and greed more so over good storytelling and character development. It overpowers that stuff. So I'm more focused, and it feels more realistic than saying somebody has a agenda for a certain political viewpoint. I'm not saying that you're completely wrong on that, but I do think more realistically it is the ego of the people and the I hate that it keeps doing this spinning around camera angle. It mostly does that if I don't move around and do stuff, so that's annoying. But more focused, I think realistically, as well as wording things better, is on how people's egos have kind of grown over the years. I feel like a lot of, as well as the other thing I approached, was that a lot of these creators, especially with the Witcher show I used as a good example, that the people came out in the open and said they legitimately did not care about the source material, both books and the games. And it showed that a lot of, I think there's a similar point, same with Rings of Power, that these people that create the shows don't care about the source material or think that they're higher than the source material. Once again, that's where the ego comes in, and they think they can do better than the source material. And I think it sadly affects both their character development and their story, because they're more focused on just thinking, yeah, they're egotistical and hateful. I like to think there's two different passions, maybe there's more, but there's loving passion. You have a love for something. I think Peter Jackson, for example, had a passionate love for the Lord of the Rings books, and he really shows that in his movies. Yes, he has changes, but they were some pretty good changes for the most part. Opposed to Rings of Power, where I think it's a hateful passion. And they have more of a hate for the source material, and they reflect that in their writing and their characters and stuff, sadly. And I think they're more focused on that direction of their storytelling and all that than they are on legitimately making something good. So, yeah. I noticed too, I want to say this quickly, but I didn't realize this. There's actually a YouTuber that's newer. He's only got 3 subscribers. I was surprised. I think he's called Box Office Bob. He's only got 3 subscribers in one video, and I was like, I saw this video and I was looking through and I was like, oh, this is a really well edited video. It's better than most of my videos. For his first video, and he was doing like a Barbie versus Oppenheimer thing where, and he didn't force anything down your throat or anything, but he gave some informative things. And one of the things I noticed was that, like what I was saying earlier, Christopher Nolan has been kind of battling WB after what they did to Tenet. They kind of screwed him over on Tenet. So he did Oppenheimer under Universal. And Barbie is surprisingly a WB movie, and it's releasing around the same time as Oppenheimer. I feel like there's a bit of a battle here, like WB is having kind of a hate towards Christopher Nolan right now, and that they're trying to make him look bad or something. I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like it's kind of like back in the day when Sonic and Mario would battle, who was the better console for the generation and who had the better mascot and or games, and they would kind of duke it out. Same with Silent Hill versus Resident Evil. It kind of feels like that's going on right now between the Barbie movie and the Oppenheimer movie, which is just such a weird thing. I feel like Barbie will make a lot of money because it is a pop cultural iconic character, but I feel like it will mostly only be because it's only for a certain group of people, which you can argue the same for Oppenheimer as well. I think the most people know Oppenheimer from is probably because I don't think people are all that knowledgeable on their history, maybe. So the most they probably know of Oppenheimer is an epic rap battle between him and Thanos. So, so he's probably not going to have as many people going, but Christopher Nolan's name alone should be a good indicator of people caring about maybe watching this movie, as well as a big, well-known actor names in that movie. Like, I love Cillian Murphy. He's freaking awesome. I love, is it Matt Damon? Is Matt Damon in the movie? I think Matt Damon's in the movie. I love Matt Damon. There's a couple other really famous actors and actresses in the movie as well. But yeah, it's got a lot of big names. Margot Robbie honestly hasn't. I like Margot Robbie, but she hasn't had a very good run after Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad. I kind of have a soft spot for Suicide Squad. I don't think it's a good movie, but I have a little bit of a soft spot. I think Jared Leto is awful, though. But I kind of have a soft spot for that movie. What is this? Oh, okay, I'm just getting a notification for something else. But yeah, I think both movies will do pretty good. It sounds like they're doing good. I think that Barbie and Oppenheimer will be kind of even, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know how they'll do in the end game. We'll have to see. I feel like Barbie might slightly edge it just because it's a pop cultural iconic character. Also, you got Ryan Gosling, which I think Ryan Gosling is freaking awesome. He's an actor I didn't originally care for. I saw, was it Notebook, I remember seeing Notebook. I thought it was a fine movie. I don't remember much about it because I haven't watched it in a while. But I saw that, and then I watched more movies of his, like La La Land and Blade Runner 2049, I think it's called. And I liked those movies. I liked his role in those movies. So I think a lot of people, and of course, it's especially a movie for ladies because I know ladies around the world will probably fall in love with Ryan Gosling because they think he's handsome. And it's a Barbie product related movie, so I think it's directed mostly towards girls and young women. So I think it's going to have a specific audience that it appeals to for the most part. But yeah, it might not appeal to everybody, but it'll have a specific audience. And man, I will say Warner Brothers is advertising the hell out of it. I kind of hate the car commercials with Barbie in them right now. Like, those are kind of annoying to see right now. I've been skipping them every time I see one. I'm like, oh god, freaking, I don't care about car commercials. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they have phone ads. No. Should have a Barbie phone game. There probably actually are Barbie phone games, honestly. But yeah, I think because of its pop cultural status and just how big Barbie is. Though I don't hear much about Barbie anymore as I used to. Like, Barbie was bigger back in the 90s and early 2000s and such. So, yeah. But otherwise, I don't know. It feels like they're late with the movie, honestly, when I think about it. But yeah, we'll have to see how that turns out. But I'm more for Oppenheimer. Barbie just kind of looks like a fever dream with Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. So yeah, I'm just more directed towards Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan is a master storyteller. He's got great character development, and his films stand the test of time. Like, I can still watch like Memento and Insomnia and all that and be like, that looks like a movie that would have released today. They are so well written, such good characters, character development, story. Just everything is brilliant about his movies, the way they're shot. He has some problems here and there, like the Dark Knight movie obviously has some editing problems if you watch closely. Like, sometimes you'll see a camera in the interrogation room. You'll see the camera briefly in the two-way mirror, as well as like when it cuts to another angle of the scene. Like, there's a part where Joker's hand is on one side of Batman's arm holding it, and then in the next cut it'll be on the other side holding it, that same arm. And there's little errors like that throughout the film, but I think otherwise you don't notice those as you watch it, so you just really get immersed into his films, and you don't care about that stuff because it's just such good writing and character development in general going on there. And a lot of iconic, memorable dialogue too. I don't care if characters are spouting exposition. I honestly, there are people in real life that I know that would spout exposition like that. Maybe not everybody. I think Alfred's the most believable character because he kind of feels like one of those old grandpa characters for Batman, where he would have a big story to tell or whatever from time to time, like back in my day, kind of that crap, but not exactly that. I feel like he's the most believable. Maybe Morgan Freeman's character. Otherwise, it does feel weird for other characters to have long-ass dialogue. But you still remember the dialogue, you still remember the characters, they still stick with you. And there is some natural, really good written dialogue here and there, too. That doesn't feel exposition-y, But yeah, but it can go over the top sometimes. There's a lot of good dialogue that I still remember today. I love the Joker stories that he tells. The "Why So Serious" line has become well known, as well as "Let's put a smile on that face." Just other silly lines that he says that make me laugh. I love just his one-word dialogue where it always cracks me up. I love the part where he's like getting the nurse out, like wig off, and he just sits down while Harvey Dent's freaking out, and all he has to say to make me laugh is "Hi." And then I love the thing where he's holding the grenades, and the gamble there is like, "You think you can steal from us and just walk away?" And he's like, all he has to say is, "Yeah." I love that stuff. Just one word dialogue, all he has to say, and he frickin' cracks me up. Arthur is beyond relatable. I think those who say it's overrated just wanted to hate it. Yeah, personally, I adore, love Joker 2019. Yes, yes. I don't know how to feel about the sequel. I'm sure it'll be good. It's weird Lady Gaga's gonna be Harley Quinn. I've heard she's actually a good actress from some people, but I don't know. I've never been a Lady Gaga fan personally. We'll have to see how that plays out. I just feel like the Joker movie is kind of its own thing, and it didn't need a sequel. But we'll see how it plays out. Maybe we'll really love it. And I do kind of want to see Joaquin Phoenix more as the Joker. So honestly, I do want to see him play the Joker in some more movies. Though I'd like to be more with Batman, which I feel like this is still going to be more his movie. Because Batman's pretty young in that universe. Also, I would I agree with people, Willem Dafoe as the Joker, like, please make that happen. I know he keeps saying I already played the Joker in interviews with referencing the Green Goblin, but no, there's a lot of people that want him to play the Joker, and he's just perfect for it. He looks perfect. After seeing his portrayal of the Green Goblin, he would just be perfect. What is going on up here? Who are they? What the hell? Are these just goblins standing out here? What the frick is this? This is... okay. I was just standing here and there's just randomly goblins out here. This is freaking weird. These random encounters up here, there's a lot of interesting random encounters going on right now. At least I have these companions to protect me. I also think Aaron Eckhart's Two-Face was cool. Yeah, he was short-lived, but he served a purpose in The Dark Knight for what would happen eventually in The Dark Knight Rises plot, where all the prisoners would be released. But they needed to keep the secret of what he did to not only kill some people on his way to harassing Gordon's family. So they had to keep that under wraps, and it has an important part to play in the next movie, which I love. The Dark Knight Rises. I saw a Nostalgia Critic does not really like it, and he apparently joked about it being one of the worst Batman movies, up there with Batman and Robin and such, and I'm like, not even close, bro. I know it's a long movie and it has its moments that drag, but not even close. Like, I still really enjoy it. I think Talia al Ghul plot twist is silly, but it's a very minor thing that gets in the way, and I don't think it ruins the entirety of the movie for me. The Long Halloween. I have not seen The Long Halloween. I know the book. I've read the book, but I have not seen the animated movies yet. I have to get HBO or, Max set up again. But I will be sure to watch that, and I look forward to that. But yeah, I have not seen that yet. I know there's 2 parts to it. But yeah, I'll see those. Also, I did not like the growl for Batman. Bale. It grew on me. I think it's silly, but with all the voices the characters have in the Christian Bale Batman or Christopher Nolan Batman movies have, I kind of feel like it matches and works. And they've just become kind of fun to not only make fun of and joke around about and to mimic, but they've become a staple of the series, and I kind of love them. Like Bane's voice, you love hearing that Pringle can sounding Deckard Cain voice. Oh, you think darkness is your ally. And then Joker's voice, Heath Ledger's Joker, where it's kind of nasally. A little, he'll do this thing where he growls when he says, "Why so serious?" and he'll have different like, which is really good because I think it's kind of like Mark Hamill's Joker because it shows the shift in his tone because Mark Hamill will have the goofy, lighthearted, kind of higher Joker voice, but when he's angry, he's got the more growly, deep voice, and Heath Ledger's Joker kind of does that with certain scenes. It does. The funny thing is, Christopher Nolan wanted him to do it because it's kind of like the goofy hat in the Thing movie with Kurt Russell, where the director wanted him to wear it as something silly. It's kind of the same thing with Christopher Nolan and the Batman voice because I think originally Christian Bale didn't want to do that voice, but Christopher Nolan insisted that he do that voice throughout the rest of the movies. So blame Christopher Nolan. But I find it funny. I love the where the joke's going. And it's like sometimes I find it funny to put a lisp to that voice. Where the joke's going? How do you get to Rachel? Where is she? I think it's funny to do mess with that voice a little. It does take a lot out of my goddamn throat if I do it for too long. It's kind of like doing Emperor Palpatine's voice. That voice will eventually ruin your goddamn throat. So I'm going to have fun doing that voice tomorrow, or technically today. But later today, of course. But I'll probably do my recordings in the afternoon, like 3 p.m. Eastern time. I'll have to see. But yeah, I love how ridiculously over the top that voice is, and I also love Bane and Joker's voices are freaking ridiculous too. But I love them. They match. I love mimicking the voices. I love the dialogue they have. I think the only characters that don't do goofier voices for their characters, of course, is Two-Face and Catwoman, as well as Cillian Murphy's Scarecrow. Oh, and Liam Neeson's Ra's al Ghul, but Liam Neeson's got an awesome voice anyway, so who cares there? But yeah, I just kind of like the goofiness. It probably doesn't match the universe that Christopher Nolan's using, but it stood out for some reason, and people remember and mimic it from now on. As kind of a funny thing. By the way, do you know the Batman 2004? Are you talking about Mask of the Phantasm? I think that came out in 2004. That is one of my favorite Batman movies, and I think definitively that is the best Batman movie. And I grew up with it, I love it, but I've grown to really love The Dark Knight over time. Actually, the funny thing is I love the 89 Batman movie. I do not like that Joker has a background, and it kind of feels like the studio wanted him to look too close to the comic book. He doesn't look like a Tim Burtonified Joker to me, where I feel, ironically, Heath Ledger's Joker looks more like he belongs in a Tim Burtonified universe, but he's in a Christopher Nolan universe. But I do love the 89 Batman movie. It is definitely up there. I kind of prefer Batman Returns, though. I love how dark and insane that movie is. Freaking ridiculous. I would have loved more movies like... They had plans for the next movie to have Billy D. Williams be Two-Face, and I picked up the comic books on that interpretation of Two-Face. I think it's an excellent freaking series, and I would have loved to see those movies. But I think you're talking about Mask of the Phantasm, if I'm correct on that. I'll have to look it up, though. But yeah, I love Mask of the Phantasm. I think I actually own it on DVD. Let me see if I can... I'm sure that's what you mean, though, because that sounds right. But yeah, that's a famous... I think they even made a comic book series that had the Mask of the Phantasm return, but I think it's a different person. Let's see, Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. Oh no, it's 1993. What is the 2004 one? Let's see. No, you know what? No, that makes more sense that it would be 1993, because I grew up with it. So yeah. Oh, Batman Begins came out 2005, so just a year after what you were saying. Let's see. Batman. Oh, are you talking about the Batman? Is that what you're talking about? It says 2004, The Batman. I have watched The Batman. If you're talking about Batman Begins, of course I love that movie. My friend David personally loves that movie the most of the Batman movies, the Christopher Nolan ones. But if you're talking about The Batman, I do love The Batman. I grew up with that. I love, what's his name? What is his second name who plays the Joker? Is that Clark Duncan? No. That's not right. What is his name? But yeah, I do love that series, and I love the movies as well, especially the one with Dracula versus. I love the Dracula fight. Okay, Reno Romano is Bruce Wayne, related to a certain other Romano. I remember the Penguin was played by the SpongeBob actor. There he is. Kevin Michael Richardson is the Joker. This guy's played a lot of voices. I think he played Tartarus in Halo 2, and he played a bunch of other. He did Gantu and Lilo and Stitch as well. That guy's got a deep ass voice, but he was great as the Joker. He was very unique, terrifying Joker. I loved him being a vampire-fied Joker in the Dracula versus Batman. That was fun. Let me check your comments because I had to take down the YouTube page to look that up. Oops, wrong thing. But yeah, it's good to chat with you though. Let's see what you said. Also, it's Kevin Michael Richardson who plays the Joker. Okay. Have you seen Batman vs. Dracula? Yes, I think I already answered that. I love that movie. That movie is freaking insane. Have you seen Telltale? I played through most of the Telltale Batman stuff. I'm a big Batman fan. I try to catch up on whatever I can. I'm not a big fan of Telltale games, honestly, but I will say that I do like the Joker in that, and I do like, I think I would rather play that over most of the Telltale stuff. Like, I played the first Walking Dead, tried playing the other Walking Deads, and I kind of got sick of them really quickly, sadly. And, no, I don't want to go. I kind of want to. You know what? Let's just stop here. Quick save. I'm going to end the video very soon, too, anyways, because I don't want it to be too long. But yeah, I want to do some Batman things tomorrow. But yeah, Telltale, I'm just not a big fan of Telltale. Same with Tales of Borderlands. I think it's fine. I'm just not a fan of that gameplay in general. And I think they do a good enough job. It's just not for me personally. But yeah, I have played the Telltale Batmans. I think I actually owned them on both consoles because some of them were free with both Xbox Gold, which they're doing away with for some reason, and with PlayStation Plus. So I got those for free. I got to play through them. I think the best part of the entire game is when you're stuck in Arkham Asylum and you're getting friendly with the Joker. And when you finally get to see him become the Joker by the end, is really cool as well. Like, I like that they try to develop a friendship, and that he's still mysterious because I believe he was called John Doe in that. That's the name they gave him, which is usually the name they give somebody that they don't actually know it's a name to, or don't actually have a name or alias to go by. So that really works. I like it better when Joker's mysterious. That was kind of the reason I hated the direction of the Joker in the '89 Batman movie. They not only gave him a name and an identity, but they tried to connect him to Batman's story of being Batman's parents' killer, and I was just like, I'm not about that. I like it better when the Joker's a mysterious villain. It makes him a lot more terrifying. Not to know what he is. There's kind of a fear of the unknown going on there, while at the same time it is a fear of the known too, because it is just a crazy guy in clown makeup. But yeah, I like the mix of the two. That like this guy doesn't have a real identity. By the way, do you know Spawn? I actually picked up the first issue of Spawn because I actually have multiple issues of the first Spawn comic book. But I picked up one, it might have been a year ago now too, though, when I picked it up, but I had to pick up a really good condition, not mint, but just a good enough condition that I could display it, of the first Spawn comic book. I'm a big fan of Spawn. I think I got out of Spawn later, though, when the comic books had him kill God and the devil. That was kind of stupid. Over the top. I think I got out of it then. But yeah, I used to love Spawn. I still kind of love him from time to time, like in Mortal Kombat 11, played by Keith David. Just freaking awesome choice for an actor. But yeah, freaking love Spawn. I think he's got an awesome design. He's influenced a lot of characters. Clearly, I'm trying to think if Spawn came out first or if Bane and Venom came out first. But whoever the influence for the character design is a big inspiration for a lot of characters to come later. And some of the coolest characters, whether it's Bane that influenced them, or it's Venom, or Spawn. I'll have to, let's see what you said. Have you seen the 1997? No, I own the 1997 movie. That's that goofy one that has the actor who plays Gamble in The Dark Knight playing Spawn, if I'm correct on that, of course. Freaking love that movie just because it's so stupid. John Leguizamo as Violator. Freaking love that movie. It's like, I think I actually made a video like a while back talking about my favorite bad movies, and that was one of them. That's one of my favorite bad movies to watch. It's got terrible CGI, but goddamn, it's freaking hilarious to watch. But the costume design is actually really good, and I believe the costume design was by some of the same designers on The Walking Dead show, which I'm not a big fan of The Walking Dead show, but they have good costume design, and there are some great actors in that show. I love Norman Reedus, but I just personally not a Walking Dead fan. I do have some early Walking Dead comic books though, but I looked at probably getting rid of them honestly because I don't want them hanging around. Honestly, I have way too many comic books in general, so I probably most likely will get rid of them. But yeah, I have seen the old Spawn movie. Unless you're also talking about the animated Spawn, which I do know about that too. I think you can watch that on HBO, matter of fact, same with the Spawn movie. But I love that series as well. Did they make a Spawn animated movie? I don't think they did. If they did, then I don't remember much about it. But yeah, I think you're talking about the one with John Leguizamo as Violator and the Gamble actor. I can't remember his name, who plays Gamble in the Dark Knight. But yeah, I know of him though because of Spawn and his character Gamble. He took a gamble and now he had to fight two clowns. A Violator and oh man, John Leguizamo was kind of like, in that movie, John Leguizamo was like having Christopher Walken, the equivalent of Christopher Walken, or Ian McDiarmid's Emperor Palpatine in your movie. It's like he's just there to have fun and be a dumb, over-the-top actor. And you really feel that fun whenever he's on screen, except that one scene where he's in a frickin' cheerleader outfit. I want to erase that from my memory, please. But yeah, such a great movie, great bad movie, I should say, that I watch from time to time with just terrible CGI, but great costume designs. Just wish it was in a better movie. I would love to see a better Spawn movie. I don't know if this is the time period for a good Spawn movie though, because with how, like what I was saying with Hollywood earlier and just all this crap going on, the writer's strike, all that crap, I don't think it's good timing right now for Spawn. I would let things simmer down before I see a Spawn movie, because I feel like there's all sorts of crap they would do to a Spawn movie to ruin it, with their egos getting in the way, and just the greed of, like, maybe not understanding the property well and thinking they can do something better once again. I just don't think I want to see a Spawn movie right now. And it's the same with a lot of things. There are some things that I really love that I'm glad don't get movies, because I know in this time and period we would have the worst freaking movies of those things. So I'm glad some series aren't that popular, though I feel like they should be popular because they are really good. Like ElfQuest, for example, I'm named after one of the characters from ElfQuest. I'm glad there are no movies on that, though, because I know how Hollywood would treat it like crap, not understanding the source material or thinking they're above the source material and disrespecting it altogether. So I'm glad stuff like that is super popular because it protects it from dumbass companies like Hollywood's various companies like Warner Brothers and all that crap. So yeah, I'm kind of glad they don't know about it or they're not using those series for their own greed and benefit to their ego and all that crap. But yeah, that's just what I think. I can't wait to do some Dark Knight stuff. I know my voice will be absolutely annihilated doing Christian Bale's voice. I will try my best with a Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill voice, but I will not promise that it will be any good. You can tell me how I do then. I remember I was saying this where I remember one time I was in an Xbox party with a bunch of my friends, and I was just kind of messing around, and I did the Kevin Conroy voice as a joke. And some of the people actually said that was a really good impression of Kevin Conroy. But every time I tried to purposely do it after that, I feel like I could never get it down right after that. We will see. We'll practice around with it and see how it goes out. It will probably be garbage or just sound like my regular voice, where a lot of my failed voices kind of end up sounding like that anyway. So we'll see. I'm kind of worried about it. I feel like the Joker's voice will be a little easier because that voice is like a lot more defined. Not that Kevin Conroy's voice isn't defined. It's just it's kind of like if I have a problem trying to do those deeper, just kind of like the Tick, for example, from the Tick cartoon. Like he's got that deep, like manly voice, and like I'm not good at the typical deeper voices like that, where it's kind of, you can kind of see it as being fairly generic sounding. Not really generic. I don't know how to word it, honestly. Once again, I don't want to say that because I don't feel like it's a generic voice at all. It's just I'm not good at voices like that, is what I'm trying to say. To say it's generic is really stupid. But I don't know how else to word that. I guess just like heroic, typical like voice of like your favorite like stoic hero or whatever. It's like, I will save you. That kind of voices. Or like Superman's voice, for example. I don't feel like I'm good at voices like that. I feel like I would suck. Where I like doing more goofier, over the top voices, or darker, deeper, like kind of Clint Eastwood, raspy voice, or something like Snake from Metal Gear, or Michael Ironside's Sam Fisher, stuff like that. I feel like I'm much better at. Or deep voices that are more like a villainous tone or something, kind of like Keith David or James Earl Jones, Darth Vader, or something like that. I feel like I can do those, but when it comes to a voice that's trying to be normal while also being stoic and heroic sounding, that's where I feel like I'm not very good at. It gets difficult for me. Also, if it's a voice that is just naturally that actor or actress's voice, I'm not very good at female voices. I would sound like a Monty Python female. No, give him some spam. Offer him spam. My voices would probably come out like that if I tried to mimic a freaking female voice. But yeah, maybe I should do that with some of my books. My book readings. Whenever a female character comes up, I just do that voice. But yeah, and I do want to get back to my read-alongs. This video has gone on long enough. but it's still good to have a conversation with you. I know I haven't always talked to you on Discord. I'm sometimes busy or like I don't think about it, sadly. I'm not big on Discord, so like I should be though because I would be more interactive. I should be more interactive in general. I try to be as interactive as I can on YouTube. But yeah, I'm someone that sadly gets overwhelmed easily too, so that sucks sometimes. That's just me though, so it just sucks. And that's just my personality and overall thinking process. So I try to do my best with what I got. So thank you very much for the comments and questions and such. Yeah, that was a great time talking with you, and I will be doing some Batman related stuff tomorrow because I haven't played the Batman Arkham games, by the way, in a bit, so I might be rusty. But I love those games. I think Arkham City is my personal favorite. I actually think that both Origins and Arkham Knight are actually really good, even though I think those got some criticisms fairly. But I think, well, the PC port of Arkham Knight honestly deserved the freaking backlash because why are so many PC ports freaking garbage? Freaking so many PC ports just turned out so like PC is getting it rough, man. That sucks. Focus on your freaking PC ports, you evil, egotistical asshole companies. Um, like, stop being like this. Like, put your focus on all of them. Equal focus on all of them. Don't freaking release them in the state that we're seeing them in now. But yeah, anyways, if I have any videos to recommend too, I usually watch a bunch of other YouTubers from time to time. Whenever they have new videos that come up, I recommend Actman's recent Diablo 4 stuff. I recommend because I had a lot of fun watching those. Even if you like Diablo 4 a lot, I still feel like he's still trying to be subjective with his opinion on that. But it is a fun video to watch and see what his perspective is. And I think the other video I would recommend Nostalgia Critic, even though not many people like Nostalgia Critic, and Nostalgia Critic has that. I can't remember what happened. He wasn't paying a bunch of his employees that worked for him, and it's like a lot of people are just kind of have a very sour attitude towards him now. But I think he has changed and done a little better for himself now, and he has some good reviews. I recommend his Mario review. I think it's a pretty good video. And I love Great Mouse Detective. He did the Great Mouse Detective recently, and that's like one of my favorite Disney movies. Probably not of all time, but it is a really good Disney movie. I'm just kind of running around this castle randomly while I talk. But yeah, if I had videos that will lighten up your day, make you laugh, those were what I recommend more recently. And I will say that at the end of Ekman's fanboy video where he talks about stupid comments by Diablo 4 fanboys, there was a comment at the end of that was saying that Diablo 4 is a feminist propaganda thing. Is like, that sounds exactly like the title of the recent Barbie review by Night's Watch, sadly. So the fact that his freaking video gets demoted that much down to sounded like a terrible comment by a commenter. I just remember actually at the end of that video seeing that and being like, you know what, we're moving on. I think this video is ending right now. It was pretty terrible. So the fact that his video title alone and such is just a long-winded version of that comment, as well as he made that typical comment on Twitter, sadly. So if Night's Watch keeps going in this direction, I might sadly unsubscribe from them because I usually like watching their content, but now I'm kind of like, ooh, they're getting a little far with with the stuff they're talking about. They might be going a little far with that stuff, and I don't know if I want to be associated with this. So that's just me personally, but I would be careful when it comes to how certain people word it. And I don't want to become that way myself. I've had problems with that stuff in the past, and it takes a negative toll on me, sadly, and I try to avoid it best I can. So it sucks. So yeah, I think that's all I had to talk about. I yap on quite a bit when I get into something I feel is a big topic to talk about or I have an interest in talking about. But yeah, I will see you next time, and I will see whoever else. Once again, my videos are on all the time. They will always be uploaded. I find that doing... Okay, don't cough while I'm whoever did that. Who's doing that? Which one of you did that? Um, he's whoever did that is just telling me, move on and get the frick out of here. Oh, he did it again. I think that is that this guy right here? Vasper. Why are you with a toe? Whatever. But yeah, I usually get really deep into my conversations when I talk about them, and I just kind of get carried away, even if like I go into a different topic. But yeah, when I end this video before it gets on, it will be on the channel at all times for anybody to watch it at any time. Sorry if the videos are long, if you're not that kind of person who likes longer videos. I usually like doing longer videos. I just kind of enjoy streaming in general. It's just something relaxing, and hopefully somebody finds a laugh or goof or something interesting that I talk about here and there. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed nonetheless and find something either informative, fun, something to laugh at, whatever it may be. And you have an awesome night. Also, I don't mind long videos. Okay. You have a good night as well, by the way. Thumbs up. And have an awesome rest of the day. I will see you guys next time. If you did enjoy, remember, I make sure to say that in case maybe you didn't enjoy and you freaking hate my guts. I don't know. But do remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below. I will see you guys on the next video and or content that is uploaded. And you have, once again, that awesome day. I'm repeating myself now. See ya! Hopefully the audio was good too.